They say money builds empires, but love builds legacies. In the heart of Lagos, a man whose wealth could move mountains was running out of the one thing money could never buy: time. Chief Raymond Okafor, a name spoken with both respect and envy, sat alone in his golden mansion, surrounded by silence thicker than the world he built. His company, Raymond Group Holdings, had everything, yet his heart carried a secret weight. A portrait of his smiling family hung before him, his loving wife Grace, and their only son David, far away in London. Chief's eyes filled with tears. He whispered softly, "David, my son, all I ask is for you to come home." His voice trembled, echoing through the empty hallway like a prayer lost in time. Money fit buy anything, but e no fit buy peace of mind. Morning sunlight streamed through the curtains, but Chief Raymond's room smelled of medicine and despair. He sat weakly on the bed, coughing as his body trembled. Each breath came with pain, each moment a reminder that even giants fall. In his hand, he clutched a faded photo, young David smiling beside him during his graduation. His lips curved sadly. "David," he murmured, "you were my greatest dream. Come home before it's too late." Lady Grace entered quietly, carrying a tray of herbal tea. Her eyes betrayed sleepless night. "Raymond, please drink something." He smiled faintly. "Grace, you have always been my strength. Now woman wey stand with you for dark days be true wife." Across the ocean in a quiet London apartment, David Okafor stood by the window, watching rain fall against the glass. His phone buzzed. Another message from his father. He signed deeply, "Dad, I just want to build my own path first." With hesitation, he deleted the message. Yet, as the message disappeared, something in his chest twisted, a strange emptiness. He whispered, "I will make you proud, Dad, just not yet." Outside, thunder rolled, as if warning him that time was slipping faster than he imagined. Sometimes, pride dey make man miss the right call. Back in Lagos, Lady Grace knelt beside her husband's hospital bed. Machines beeped softly, each sound like a countdown. Tears rolled down her cheeks as she held his frail hand. "Raymond, please hold on. David will come," she whispered. The doctor entered gently. "Madam, his condition is critical. Please prepare your mind." She shook her head, crying harder. "No, my husband is strong. He will live." The nurse adjusted the oxygen mask, but the chief's weak eyes only looked towards the door, waiting for his son. When love strong, hope no dey die easily. Later that night, the doctors gathered Lady Grace aside. "Madam," one said softly, "stress and emotion worsen his heart condition. Any shock could." He paused. She nodded, unable to speak. Chief Raymond overheard faintly. "Grace," he whispered, "if I go, promise me you will protect our son." Her tears fell freely. "Don't talk like that. You're not going anywhere." He smiled faintly. "Even lions must rest. Even the strongest tree go fall if stormed too much." In the boardroom of Raymond Group Holdings, executives sat in expensive seats. Mr. Ade, the PR head, smiled. "Gentlemen, the Prince of Raymond Holdings is coming home. Lagos must welcome him like loyalty." Posters and media's headlines were already in the works. David Okafor returns. But behind the glamour, envy brewed. Some whispered, "The boy knows nothing about business. The empire will crumble." Greed danced in their eyes, unseen by the family waiting in sorrow. Now when rich man die, vulture begins to gather. The airport was crowded, cameras flashing everywhere. David stepped out wearing a cap and sunglasses, trying to hide from the noise. People chanted, "Welcome home, David Okafor." He forced a smile, pleased no attention. As he entered the car, he gazed through the window, feeling the weight of a city he had once called home. He whispered, "Father, I am here." Sometimes, home sweet, but it dey heavy for chest. At the hospital, Lady Grace ran into his arm crying, "David, my son." He held her tightly. "I am here, Mom. I am sorry it took so long." Chief Raymond smiled weakly from the bed. "My boy, you came." David knelt holding his hand. "I am home, Dad." For a moment, peace filled the room, a quiet joy that felt like a long-forgotten sunrise. No matter how far pikin go, Mama and Papa love no dey fade. The next morning was calm. Birds sang outside, unaware of the silence creeping through the room. Chief Raymond smiled faintly, holding Grace's hand. "Please, take care of him and the legacy," he whispered. His hand grew still. The machine peeped one last time. Lady Grace screamed, "Raymond! Please don't leave me!" David fell to his knees, tears spilling freely. Death no dey knock before he enter. Days later, the Okafor mansion overflowed with mourners. The lawyer stood before the family, holding a brown envelope. In his final testament, Chief Raymond Okafor leaves all estate and properties to his wife, Lady Grace, and his only son, David. Silence followed. Grace wiped her tears. David bowed his head. Outside, the skies darkened as if the heavens themselves mourned the man who built an empire but left behind a legacy greater than gold. A family bound by love and loss. Wetin man build with love no dey die, even when e don go. The first morning after the burial, David walked through the glass doors of Raymond Group Holdings, the empire his father built. He paused, inhaling deeply. The scent of polished floors and air conditioning carried both pride and pressure. But instead of heading to the top floor, David stopped by the security desk. "Good morning, sir," the guard stammered. "Good morning, my brother. How is your family?" David replied with a warm smile. He greeted the cleaners, the drivers and the secretaries. Before even meeting the directors, whisper filled the hallway. "He is different, just like Chief Raymond used to be. Na humble man dey greet respect wey last pass money." Later that day, David called for his first staff meeting. Executives adjusted their ties, expecting arrogance. Instead, David stood calmly, speaking with quiet confidence. "From today," he began, "no one here is above another. Whether you sweep the floor or sign the checks, we are all part of this legacy." The room fell silent, then slowly people began to nod. A cleaner in the corner whispered, "Chief Raymond go dey proud for heaven." Real leader no dey shout, him action dey talk for am. Days later, David left the office quietly. No escort, no flashing cars. He visited the Hope Orphanage, a place his father once supported. The matron, surprised, asked, "Sir, should we announce your visit?" He shook his head. "Please don't. Let this stay between us." He donated funds anonymously, repairing the leaking roofs and buying food to the children. As he left, one child ran after him, handing him a small paper flower. "Uncle, thank you." David smiled, heart swelling. "You are welcome, my little sir." Later that night, news spread anyway. Anonymous Billonaire helps orphan. The world began to see a new kind of wealth. Good hearts no need camera to shine. In her luxury penthouse, Minister Evelyn Adams scrolled through her phone with her daughter Trisha. They stopped on a news article showing David's photo. Sleeves rolled, smiled as he helped orphans. Trisha's lips curved into a sly smile. "That's my future husband," Evelyn chuckled. "Then we will make sure he sees you." Their laughter carried a dangerous tone, not of love, but of ambition. No be every smile dey come from clean hearts. At breakfast, Lady Grace sat across her son. "David," she said gently, "you are the head of this empire now. It is time to find a wife, someone who will stand by you." He smiled faintly, sipping his tea. "Not yet, Mom. Let me make my own name first." She sighed, glancing at the large portrait of Chief Raymond on the wall. "Just promise me you won't let loneliness become your weakness." David smiled. "I promise, Mom." Mama advice is sweet, but na pikin go choose im own road. Weeks later, Lady Grace attended the end-of-year party hosted by Minister Evelyn. David joined reluctantly, dressed in a simple black tuxedo, unlike the glittering crowd around him. Lady Grace smiled, introducing him. "Evelyn, meet my son David." Evelyn's eyes sparkled with political interest. "Ah, the famous David Okafor." She turned to her daughter. "Trisha, come greet your future." Trisha stepped forward in a shimmering gown, confident and bold. David offered a polite handshake. "Nice to meet you." Fine face no mean fine heart. As the music played, Trisha twirled for attention, snapping selfies and live streaming the event. David stood at a distance, sipping juice quietly, feeling out of the place. She laughed loudly, posing beside him. "Smile for my followers, Mr. Billonaire." He forced a brief grin, whispering to himself, "This isn't me." People around murmured, "She is too loud for him." But Minister Evelyn only smiled smugly. Her plan was working. Noise no dey mean class. The next morning, social media exploded on Trisha's page. The future Mrs. Okafor, followed by pictures of her leaning close to David. Comments flooded in. Congratulations, perfect match. David stared at the post shocked. Mom, he signed. I barely know her. Lady Grace frowned. These people will not rest until they claim what isn't theirs. Waiting social media join, na wahala go scatter am. A few days later, David attended a charity event in the suburbs. The sun burned softly as he walked past a small roadside Akara stand. There, a young woman, Adaeze, fried Akara beside her smiling mother. David watched as Adaeze handed food to a beggar without asking for payment. Her kindness dismayed him. How much for one? He asked. She smiled. For you, Oga, na 15 naira. But if na free you want chop, no wahala. They both laughed. As he bit into the hot Akara, his heart felt something he hadn't in years. Peace. Na simple heart they give true joy. That night, David lay in bed staring at the ceiling, the city light flickering through the blinds. He tried to focus on work, but Adaeze's laughter echoed in his mind. He remembered the way she spoke with warmth, without fear or formality. He smiled to himself. Why does that smile stay in my mind? He turned restlessly, heart beating fast than usual. In that moment, he didn't know fate has already planted the seed that would change his life forever. Love no dey knock before he enter heart. David returned to the Akara stand, this time wearing a cap and plain clothes, trying to blend in. Adaeze spotted him immediately, raising an eyebrow. Oga, this time no free Akara, she teased. He laughed softly, feeling warmth in the simplicity of the moment. Not today, he said, handing her money, but I do appreciate the hospitality. For the first time, David felt that wealth could never buy the ease and authenticity of a simple life. Her laughter echoed in his heart, and he realized he wanted more than just a passing smile from this humble girl. Na simple heart they always catch attention past fine dress. Days turned into weeks. David kept visiting, each time learning something new about humility, courage and kindness from Adaeze. They walked through the busy Lagos streets together, shared meals at roadside stands and laughed about tribal things, moments David never knew he was missing. Adaeze's soft-spoken words taught him patience. Her resilience in his small daily struggles reminded him that true strength often hides behind quiet lives. Person wey humble, e no dey fear anybody. Not long after Trisha spotted David laughing with Adaeze at a local market, her eyes narrowed and a spark of jealousy fled. How dare she? Who is she to take my future? She hissed to her mother Evelyn. Trisha's arrogance could not handle the simplicity and authenticity that Adaeze represented. It was the first sign that their love would not go unnoticed by those blinded with wealth and status. Jealousy dey always spoil fine plan. If you got inspired, kindly share this video so others can learn. Don't forget to subscribe, likes, and comment. See you on the next episode. Bye for now.